Donald Trump may hate being held accountable for his actions, but he sure does love taking credit for other people's accomplishments.
Signs like this one are going up all across America. President Donald J. Trump building America's infrastructure. The problem? These infrastructure projects are being built and funded by Biden's infrastructure bill.
But thankfully, we here at Really American refuse to let the pedo president rewrite history, so help us set the record straight by liking and commenting on this video, and let's fact check the Fuhrer together while simultaneously joining in on the Yuletide roasting of the bloated carcass in chief that is currently erupting harder than his bowels after a Big Mac. Now, the only thing trickling down harder than Trump's diarrhea to his cankles is sycophantic Republicans of the Guardians of Pedos party suckling down said diarrhea and adopting Trump's mannerisms. For instance, here is MAGA Republican and worst person you wish you'd never heard of, Nancy Mace, just a couple weeks ago attacking a reporter for fact-checking the fact that she had actually voted against Joe Biden's infrastructure bill.
And you're a raging Democrat, so raging leftist with that kind of questioning.
I noticed that there's one of the accomplishments, things you were touting was the I-526 interchange.
Mm-hmm. What was the exit at Long Point Road?
Yes.
Not the interchange, but yeah.
But that funding came from the Inflation Reduction Act, which you voted against.
Right.
Is that an accomplishment then? Is that something you can tout?
No, absolutely. I mean, absolutely I can tout that.
I think I'm more asking, so you do agree then if someone, you think it's okay for politicians who don't vote for them
federal government
to take credit for...
It's literally our job to make sure that our states get the appropriations that they need when the money is assigned and spent.
When you vote against
and
it,
grant funding.
Anybody, even when they vote against it.
I vote against almost every spending bill I've ever had before me because of the wasteful spending. That's literally part of the job of being a member of Congress. So maybe you're confused.
Okay.
You're very confused. And you're a raging Democrat, so raging leftist with that kind of questioning. And I would say as a woman, you might want to think about how you view other women and how you treat other women, the way that you question them, because women are going to lead this country off the brink, and conservative women. The first female president of this country is going to be a conservative woman, not some liberal like you.
Okay, again, just a question about a bill, whether you voted for it or not.
Wow, if fact-checking makes someone a raging Democrat, I guess that makes Donald Trump a raging shit stain on American history. Because here's how he's currently trying to rewrite that history.
President Donald J. Trump building America's infrastructure. The problem? These infrastructure projects are being built and funded by Biden's infrastructure bill. If you remember, Trump could never get that done. And in fact, told Republicans they would be, quote, losers if they approved Biden's bill and, quote, patriots would not forget. Well, as it turns out, he's trying to get Americans to forget that it was Biden that successfully passed the bill. According to the New York Times, they are actually replacing signs in front of these projects that accurately reflect that it was paid for by Biden's bill with signs such like this one.
And we'll get to the raging shitstorm that has ensued, pun very much intended, but first, here's a quick synopsis from the New York Times. In southern Connecticut, the federal government is replacing a 118-year-old bridge along America's busiest rail corridor. The $1.3 billion project was largely funded by the 2021 infrastructure law that was championed by then-President Joseph R. Biden Jr. and strenuously opposed by Donald J. Trump. These days, however, motorists cruising by the construction site might be forgiven for thinking that a certain famous New York developer was responsible for it at all. President Donald J. Trump, a sign by the road declares, rebuilding America's infrastructure. In recent months, a number of similar signs have popped up in front of major infrastructure projects financed by the bipartisan 2020 legislation, a $1.2 trillion package that Trump, who left office in January of that year, had passionately railed against. He called the bill a loser for the USA and warned that Republican lawmakers who signed on could be thrown out of office by angry primary voters. If only that had happened. The signs bearing Trump's name now adorn bridge projects in Connecticut and Maryland, rail yard improvement projects in Seattle, Boston, and Philadelphia, and the replacement of a tunnel on Amtrak's route between Baltimore and Washington. And get this, you can actually see it here. The signs note in a smaller font that the projects in question are, quote, funded by the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, the official name of the legislation Trump tried to derail. Still, the signs in bold MAGA red strike some as misleading. Classic New York Times with the understatement of the year. And I'll link the full article below if you'd like to dive in further, but now, let's take a look at some of the blowback that Trump is getting from seemingly one of the last remaining and still dying spaces for free speech, social media comment sections. That's all he does, is rebrand someone else's work. Stolen valor, stolen credit is just another step in that playbook. That being a reference to Pete Hegseth's stolen valor scandal, which we made a video on yesterday that you can check out here. Fortunately, you have some people with brains actually saying thank you, President Biden, in the comment sections, and then I think this is actually a really good idea. Someone commented, where in Seattle is this? I just want to use my paintball gun real quick. Now here's where things get really good, and I hope you stuck around for this because I have a very novel and peaceful and hilarious solution. It comes from this user on TikTok called Ya Boy Hates TikTok, and I'm just gonna play this video for you first and then explain what I mean.
Trolling Trumpers in Home Depot.
He's bouncing off my booty cheeks. I love the way he rides. I can hardly breathe when he's pumping deep inside. I kiss him on his neck and then he kisses on my pussy. Call him daddy while I holler, man, that boy's so damn good looking.
And as a proud supporter of local businesses, I'm happy to tell you that I actually own a bunch of these stickers, and I have a 50% discount code if anyone wants it. Even if you don't have TikTok, I think this person should be on Instagram as well, but just going through their playlist and seeing the novel places they have found to put these stickers and fake $100 bills, like in toilets, at Trump rallies, hot girls hate Trump, all of these things, I think we should use this as a springboard. And even if you don't buy directly from this person or want to make your own stickers, I'm sure you can find them in many different places, but maybe we should adjust those Trump infrastructure signs with some colorful additions. And hell, why stop at just the infrastructure signs? I mean, this person puts it on everything from beer to the Bible. And I couldn't think of a greater expression of free speech, especially if you live in a red state or area. Hell, maybe if you live in Nancy Mace's district. Because I'm going to level with you all for a second. I don't know about you, but I find it very hard, and I struggle a lot recently with trying to contain my anger, my dissatisfaction at the world, and granted, this is a fantastic outlet for me to talk about these things and fight back. But sometimes it still doesn't feel like enough. I live for trolling Trump online. I make a living doing it. But trolling Trump in real life, that's some next level shit that I can get behind. And if you'd like to join me on that journey, then drop a like and subscribe, and I will take pictures of whenever and wherever I post these stickers when I get around to it. And hell, maybe I'll just make a whole video on what I was able to accomplish out in the real world with these stickers. If that sounds like something you'd enjoy, let me know in those comments down below. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Keep fighting the good fight, and for Really American, I'm Kenny Hesse. I will see you guys in the next one.